Hey, good morning, everybody. Like I said, I will keep posting periodically some phenology videos so you can at least keep in touch with what's going on outside this time of year. And then like today, I'll do two of them, and then maybe towards the end of the week, I'll throw another couple on there. Because I'm sure you're getting swamped with videos right now with school getting started back up. So let's get rolling. Today, for phenology, we have two we're going to talk about. We'll start with the turkey vulture, which is the only vulture we have around here, and they are back. I've seen quite a few turkey vultures already flying around. Now, let's start with the name. Why do you suppose turkey vultures are called turkey vultures? Very good. Yes, because they have a naked head. So their head is pink or red colored, and that's because it is featherless. They do not have any feathers on their head, and there's a very important reason for that. Any guesses as to why that is? No. Yep, go ahead. Exactly. Yeah. They spend, if you think about it, they eat what? What do turkeys, vultures, or any vultures eat? They eat carrion, which is dead stuff. So a dead deer or a dead, well, we don't need to go into all the different dead animals, but they eat dead animals. So they spend a lot of time during the day with their head buried inside of a dead carcass of an animal that they're feeding on. And if they had feathers on their head, all of that goo and gunk and stuff from the inside of that animal they're feeding on would get stuck in there, which would lead to a lot more infections. The bacteria would build up and it would make them less healthy. So the fact that they have no feathers on their heads, then all of that gunk from the inside of a deer or raccoon or whatever they're eating will just dry up and flake off without them actually, growing a bunch of bacteria and possibly getting sick. Now, turkey vultures have a very unique ability, which pretty much no other birds have, and that is a sense of smell. Now, most birds cannot smell, they do not have that olfactory nerve, but birds do, or excuse me, turkey vultures do have a sense of smell, which is very important for them because if you think about it, they're feeding on dead things. So, in order to find them, having a sense of smell, because most of the things they eat smell horribly. So that sense of smell allows them to find dead animals. Now we see a lot more turkey vultures these days. I would think like your grandparents and great grandparents and great great grandparents probably did not see anywhere near the number of turkey vultures that we get to see on a daily basis. But the population hasn't really changed. Now, can you make any sense of that? Okay. It ties into, if you think again, what are they feeding on? Carrion, dead animals. In our lives now, where do we find a lot of dead animals? Yeah, on the sides of roads, which is also where we are traveling, so it gives us a chance to see them. But if you went back 200 years, they're going to be feeding on, a dead deer that they found back in the woods somewhere, and maybe an old wolf kill or things like that. So we would not be able to see them. But nowadays, driving along the highway, driving in cars, we'll often see turkey vultures on the side of roads, or if you see them perched up in trees or flying around, they do a lot of time just soaring around. And if you ever go out on Highway 10 headed up towards Randall, right as you cross the river, there's a tree there that every year it seems like for some reason there's a kettle, which is what they're called, a group of turkey vultures that hang around there. So if you head off that way, keep your eyes open. Also, if you see them flying around, they're very easy to identify because vultures tend to fly with their wingtips up. So you'll see them flying in kind of a V pattern. So if you always just think V for, no, victory, but vulture, that makes sense too. So let's go with that. V for vulture. Yeah, so if you see that bird soaring around with its wingtips up, that would probably be a vulture, where most eagles and hawks, their wings are straight up the side. So that is the turkey vulture. The other bird we'll talk about today is the white-throated sparrow, which is a bird that will migrate through our parts. They spent the winter down south. They migrated south for the winter, and they will nest and mate further north up in Canada and northern Minnesota. But this time of year, we get them passing through. In fact, there's a lot of different sparrows that come through our neck of the woods. These are probably the easiest to identify. Like most sparrows, I mean, they're about this big. Most sparrows tend to be brown and grayish in color. I don't know if you can even see that very well. If we zoom in a little like that. So kind of that brown and grayish in color. But the one thing that you can look for, they have a striped pattern on the top of their heads, which is kind of almost like a badger stripe, kind of a black and white striping. They have a yellow patch in front of their eye. And then their name comes from that white patch on their throat. In fact, their Latin name, 7th graders, you might remember when we did taxonomy, their Latin name is Zonotrochia albicollis. So I think alba, like albino, means white, and collis is like your collar. And same thing with Zonotrochia, think like your trachea, again, your throat. So the white-throated sparrow gets that name. Like I said, they'll pass through this neighborhood. There's a lot of different ones that come through. In fact, you get to hear it every day at, what is that? It's our 10 o'clock bird. So whatever hour 10 o'clock was, I can't even remember anymore. It's been so long. So if you were in second hour, that's our bird that sings on the clock, is the white-throated sparrow. They do have a common call that people recognize pretty easily, and it gets the phonetic, where they say words like, we think like chickadee, or we sometimes say cheeseburger for the calls they make. The white-throated sparrow, sometimes they say, for some reason, old Sam Peabody, 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 or people have described it as grand old Canada, Canada, Canada. But let's get I didn't even bring my phone. Let's get the app out quick. Oh, there we go. So let's play it on the app, because that's why we've got this thing. White-throated sparrow. Boom. Sounds. One more time. Bam. So that is the white-throated sparrow. They'll hang out on the ground. They'll hang out at your feeder. They'll hang out in trees. They are a perching bird, but they prefer life on the ground sometimes. So that's it. It has been gorgeous these last couple of days. Hopefully you've had a chance to go outside, look around. There's all kinds of things showing up this time of year. New, whether it's visitors or things that are coming back, a lot of migrants coming back. So it's kind of fun to get outside this time of year. Keep your eyes open. I saw grackles 2 days ago coming into school, and I saw a great blue heron this morning, which we'll probably talk about later on this week. So have a great day. Hopefully things are going well for you. Again, shoot me an email or anything if you have any questions, and enjoy the rest of your week. All right, bye.